Peter, Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders, mate. Can I just congratulate you on your reference to China in the closing comments?
Thanks.
I've been observing the situation, the global situation with COVID for 18 months now, and I'm of the view that the infection almost certainly originated in Wuhan and was, in my opinion, likely deliberately spread to the rest of the world. Do you have any reaction to that suggestion?
Well, we just don't. We don't have any evidence. We won't know the story until the independent investigation finishes. Of course, it would be better if the Chinese government were helping
Indeed.
with the investigation, and they're not. But we just don't know. So I can't really speculate. All we know is that it wasn't very helpful.
Absolutely. And look, my reading of things that are published on the internet, I obviously have no intimate inside information. My reading suggests that there is at least a possibility that it arose from a leakage from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, a scenario which was put forward about 18 months ago, but was ridiculed by some spokespeople, including some people associated with the World Health Organization, I believe. Is that your general recollection of how things...
Well, there are 1,000 conspiracy theories around this.
Indeed.
The only thing I can say with any actual evidence is that epidemiologists and experts in Australia who have world-class standing on this say that it's not plausible. The manipulation of the virus, which is consistent with that theory,
Yes.
is not plausible, looking at the structure of it. So I trust them. I trust Australian science experts rather than conspiracy theories. That's all we know. We need an independent inquiry. Love to see the results. Beijing, please cooperate.
Did you...
I've got to run.
Mate, thank you very much for your time.
And Laura's coming out. You're going to get her.
Good on you, mate. See ya. Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders. I'm grateful for Peter Hartcher for sparing the time to have a chat with me. I can appreciate that people who have got high reputations in the media are reluctant to make specific comment on things. I don't have any reason not to go ahead and say whatever I have concluded in looking at a set of circumstances where the published stats from China suggest that they've had a total of about 4,500 fatalities from COVID-19, and I believe their deaths per million population stands at about 3. The country with the highest death toll is the United States. There are some people who say that's the fault of Donald Trump. My recollection, first thing is that the US federal government does not control the health system in the US. The health system is run by cities, counties and states. The worst affected counties, city and states have been in the northeastern part of the United States, in particular New York and New Jersey. It's fair to say that their population density is amongst the highest in the US, but perhaps not greatly higher than let's say Los Angeles in California, and yet the deaths per million population in New York, I think, stands at about 2,500 deaths per million. I think New Jersey is about 2,700 or thereabouts. Florida is, I think, about 16 or 1700 deaths per million in population, and California is somewhat lower than that, I believe. So, but whatever the stats are, the fatalities in individual states and cities are essentially the responsibility of the state, county and city governments in those jurisdictions, because they're the people who run the health system in the US. And on top of that, it's my recollection that the press conferences that were attended for several months by Donald Trump always featured Tony Fauci and Deborah Birx, I think her name was, who were, from my reading, intimately involved in the US response to the COVID outbreak. So if people are going to ascribe blame to Donald Trump, I think it would be at least fair to also suggest that whatever has gone wrong may be attributable to the actions of Fauci and Birx as well, and an array of others too. We'll see the outcome, but I marvel at the quoted figures from China, and I'm sure there are some scenarios that would explain the quoted figures from China. One of the possible explanations is that they're simply understating their COVID infections and deaths. Another potential explanation is they saw it coming and they had processes in place to deal with it while they were allowing the spread of infected people around the world, and the result on the global health outcomes and the global economic outcomes are clear for all to see. Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders.